Galway Hitmen and the home Saskatoon Jacks. Your lineups. Leading off for Galway will be the shortstop number 91, Shane Bowling. Batting second, the left fielder number 27, Jordan Pomeroy. Batting third, center field number 11, Brad Ezekol. Batting fourth, first baseman number 6, Colin Walsh. Batting fifth, the designated player number 10, Jason Hill. Batting sixth, the third baseman number 23, Ryan Marr. Batting seventh, the second baseman number 44, Peter Cavanaugh. Batting eighth, the pitcher number 20, Sean Cleary. And batting ninth, the right fielder number 94, Mark Corbett. And catching but not batting number 13, Patrick O'Leary. Your lineup for the home team, Saskatoon Jacks. Leading off and playing right field, number 14, Pat Burns. Batting second, the left fielder, number 16, Brian Bittner. Batting third, the first baseman, number 3, Matthew Kutnikoff. Batting fourth, the center fielder, number 27, Braden Arcand. Batting fifth, the shortstop, number 23, Justin Laskowski. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 13, Max Major. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 29, Troy Kuzminski. Batting eighth, the designated player, number 19, Brent Reed. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 7, Joe Major. Pitching, batting number 12, Devin McCullough.
Good afternoon. Welcome here to Kitchener, Ontario. Peter Hallman Ballyard for another edition of Softball Canada Men's Fast Pitch Championships. I'm Justin Kohler, joined by Jason Whittle. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's a big game, a battle of second v third right now. It's the Saskatoon Jacks taking on the Galway Hitmen in this one. Should be a really good matchup today. A lot of fun between these two teams.
Yeah, two teams both coming in at 5-1. They finished the round robin at 5-1. Saskatoon, according to the standings, was placed first for run differential, so that's how they went and broke that tie up. But yeah, we're getting ready to go underway here.
So we'll kick things off with the Hitmen up to bat first. So that one swung on well, foul. So we'll give you the defensive alignment for Saskatoon. The Jacks in the outfield right now. Got McCulloch pitching in this one. Max Major, the catcher behind the plate. Kutnikoff at first. Will Major at second. Kuzminka at third. Laskowski rounding out the infield at short. And then in the outfield, we got Bicknell in left, Arcand in center, and Burns over in right as the next pitch. Just a bit inside. Leaving the count at 1-1 here. That's Shane Boland up to bat. The shortstop for the Hitmen. And the 1-1 pitch comes in, but just a bit outside. Nod of approval from the catcher there. McCulloch just checking in, seeing exactly where that pitch was. Pretty beautiful day here in Kitchener, Ontario. A few clouds across the sky, but a whole lot of sunshine. A great day for some ball. And the 2-1 pitch. Upstairs swung on over the head of the second baseman. It touches the grass, goes towards right field, and that's a single for Boland to kick off the game. That one looked like an off-speed, a bit up in the zone, took a good hack at it, made its way over.
Yeah, Major doing everything he can. He climbed the ladder as high as he could go, but still out of his reach.
Yeah, great extension, great athleticism there to at least try for the play. Just a couple inches off his glove. That'll bring up the left fielder, Jordan Pomeroy, to this one, the left-handed batter. Takes ball one, down and away. McCulloch getting set on the mound, the right-handed pitcher. Again, just a bit down and outside. That'll bring it to a hitter-friendly 2-0 count. Still not out here to kick off the top of the first. Pomeroy set in the box. Next pitch down and away, ball 3. Oh, no, gets called a strike there. Bit of a delayed call from the umpire on that one. So that'll make it 2-1 here. So Boland over at first in the 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike, evening the count at 2-2. Excuse me, a strikeout there. He's moving a bit around. Looks like there's almost a bit of confusion even from the catcher here. Not sure what the count was. And I believe he's going to come back out. I think everyone thought that it was a strikeout pitch, but it was not. That evens the count at 2-2.
Yeah, I'm surprised the home plate umpire didn't stop him from going out there. It had to be the coaching staff for the first base and third base coach questioning that. And then the first base umpire signaled it was just 2-2.
I was wondering if my eyes were deceiving me. I was pretty sure it was 2-1 going into that at-bat.
I know McCullough would have been okay with that strikeout.
So now to a 2-2 count. And swung on and missed. Now it'll be a strikeout for McCulloch. First one of the day for him. Bit of contention around that first potential strikeout, but yeah, he ends up getting it in the end anyway. So one out here, a man on first. Brad Ezekiel coming into the plate. He's the center fielder. Big right-handed bat in the box. That one down. It's a beautiful day. Definitely a bit warmer than it's been the past couple days here. I'm sure all the players, all the fans here in attendance as well really appreciate it. So that one upstairs. Went around on the swing, though, so that'll be called a strike. Colin Walsh on deck. The next one gets away from the catcher. Boland will make his way over towards second base. A wild pitch early from the Saskatoon Jacks. Puts a runner in scoring position with one out. Make it a 2-1 count here. Boland able to get to second on the wild pitch. I'd love to get the scoring going early here. And the 2-1 swung on, driven toward shallow center field. It's going to hit the grass there. Gets past the center fielder. The right fielder having to collect it. Not able to get it cleanly. The run will go all the way home on that one. It's an RBI double off the bat of Brad Ezekiel. Great piece of hitting. Didn't need to hit it too hard there. Just able to find the gap between the fielders.
Yeah, Burns, the right fielder, coming over and ended up fielding that as the center fielder overran it there a little bit. I don't think it would have mattered. I think Boland was scoring regardless on that hit. He was moving at the crack of the bat.
Pretty quick here. Speed always being a good ally for all these players. So still runner in scoring position, one out. But the Hitmen now leading 1-0 early in this one. And that's Colin Walsh in the batter's box. It's the first baseman in this one, the right-handed batter. Would love to keep the momentum going in their direction. Ezekiel now over at second. That pitch down and out. The appeal over towards the umpire ruled he did not swing. So still only one out here. 2 hits so far in the inning, a single and an RBI double off Ezekiel. McCulloch getting set on the mound. The next pitch swung on, fouled well back. Over the backstop and all the fans in attendance here. Brings it to a 1-2 count right now. Jason Hill warming up in the batter's box on deck right now. Walsh in the box. Ready for the 1-2 pitch. It comes in well high out of the zone. Even the count at 2-2. So an early 1-0 lead for the Galway Hitmen. Both these teams finished 5-1 in the round-robin series. Again, things a little confused in terms of exactly where the top 3 teams ended up seeding, but right now it's a battle here as that one's just driven out towards the shortstop, able to make the easy catch. Makes it 2 out here. So again, like I was mentioning, the actual seeding has been a little confused. We haven't gotten any solid answers because when you look at the run differential, the actual standings look a little bit different. But as of now, it's a battle between the 2nd and 3rd place teams on paper. So a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Plenty of fans in attendance here across the ballpark. McCulloch set on the mound with 2 outs here. First pitch, check swing, but foul back. Jason Hill, the lefty in the box. Galway still the chance to drive in another run here. 1 in scoring position. That's Ezekiel still over there. Ryan Marr warming up. And the next pitch. Down and away, gets out of the hands of the catcher. They make the throw over towards third base, but not in time. Ezekiel able to make his way to third. Just 1 bag away from doubling their lead. And the 1-1 pitch coming in. Swung on, drilled past the glove of the shortstop. Makes its way over towards left field, left center. Left fielder makes the dive. Throws it back in. But it's another RBI double, this time for Jason Hill. Great spot there. Great effort from the left fielder. That's Bicknell over there to get it back in pretty quickly. Wasn't too sure how clean it would be. Had to kind of dive for it to prevent it from going back to the fence. So 3 hits so far in the inning, a single and 2 RBI doubles. Makes it a 2-0 lead for the Galway Hitmen in this one. And the first pitch to Marr. Just out of the zone. We'll make it a 1-0 count. Still a runner in scoring position. That's Jason Hill over there. Ryan Marr, he's the third baseman for Galway. So that one's well upstairs. Good job by the catcher. That's Max Major to extend, prevent another one from going back to the backstop.
Yeah, McCullough's struggling there to find some control, and when he does find it, they hit it pretty hard.
So we'll see if that continues to be the trend in this one, as that one's drilled well high. We'll see if it stays in play. It drops foul. Good slide from Burns, the right fielder, to try and make a play on it. but just outside his glove. That'll make it a 2-1 count on Marr. So 2 out here, top of the first, an early lead for Galway, leading 2-0. Runner in scoring position, that's Jason Hill. He drove in Brad Ezekiel for the second run of the inning. That one just a bit outside. That'll make it a 3-1 count. McCulloch losing the strike zone a little bit at times, but still 1 strikeout in the inning. Next pitch, down and inside for ball 4. Marr will take his base here. So 4 runners now on the bases in this one. 2 on, 1 in scoring. That's Hill at second, Marr over at first base. Peter Kavanaugh in the box now. The second baseman in this one, right-handed batter. McCulloch getting set on the mound. The first pitch. That one finds the zone. You can see almost what McCulloch's trying to do in a few different instances. Have that fastball go upstairs and then bring it back downstairs with an off-speed pitch. But almost going a bit too far in either direction in this one. Next pitch up high, but swung on by Kavanaugh. Still the first inning, still plenty of time to square up that zone. So 2 outs, 2 men on, and an 0-2 count on Kavanaugh. That one's a bit high and outside. Bring it to a 1-2 count. Sean Cleary warming up next. And we'll have a meeting here between the pitcher and the catcher. Hoping not to give too many runs up early on. Galway still threatening. Pretty dangerous team so far throughout the course of this tournament. So 1-2 count, McCulloch. Set on the mound, the pitch. Swung on and missed. Second strikeout of the inning, and the second for McCulloch. But some damage done. Galway now leading 2-0 in this one.
Yeah, Galloway striking first. Being the visiting team, it's always nice to start off. Give your pitcher a couple runs to work with. Relaxes him a little bit, gets him to settle in. And, yeah, they did it off a pretty good pitcher, McCullough, who's had quite the stellar junior career growing up.
It's always tough. Always some pros and cons depending on if you're the home team or the away team. Of course, the home team always gets the last chance to come back if they're down. But sometimes it is, kind of like you mentioned, important to set the tone early if you are the away team. Getting the chance to get a couple runs on even before the other team gets a chance to do anything about it.
Yeah, I always, as a pitcher, when I grew up pitching fastball, it was always nice to come out, especially the visiting team. You come out for a nice couple runs already in the books, and just sort of relaxes you. It puts you in a different mindset that if you do get a runner early or a base runner early, then it's not that big of a deal because you're not going to be falling in the hole or anything like that.
Of course, it can always set the tone in the opposite direction at times as well. If you have 3 up, 3 down, potentially, all by the way, a strikeout in some cases, that can also set the tone, but in the direction of the other team. So yeah, all comes down to how the offense performs to kick off the game.
Yeah, and the key right now for Saskatoon is just to get a runner on, get one across if they can. But if they can get some hits and get some base runners, then that'll help with their mindset too.
So we'll see how the Jacks come back here. Well, we have a chance. We'll look at the defensive lineup for Galway. We've got Cleary, the pitcher in this one. He'll start the next inning in the box as well, so he's on the mound right now. We got O'Leary, the catcher. Walsh over at first base. Kavanaugh at second. Marr at third, and Boland rounding at the infield at short. And then looking at the outfield, we have Pomeroy over in left, Ezekiel in center field, and Corbett over in right. Again, you're watching CCDTV. That's Conestoga College Digital TV. I'm Justin Kohler, joined by Jason Whittle. Thanks so much for tuning in, as always. And while we have an extra second, we'll take a quick minute to thank a few sponsors. Of course, all this not possible without all the support that we've gotten throughout this tournament. Big thanks to Hallman Construction, Village Caterer, Montana's Cookhouse as well. They've done all the joys of feeding us throughout this entire tournament. Big thanks to them for that. And McCarter Grespin Lawyers as well. Again, big thanks to all of our sponsors throughout the course of this tournament. And so play set to continue here, now entering the bottom of the first. Cleary on the mound for Galway. First batter in the box, that's Pat Burns. He's the right fielder. Looking to set the tone, match what Galway was able to do to kick things off. It's the first pitch down out of the zone for ball one. If you're watching us live this afternoon, thank you so much for tuning in for the Saturday of this long weekend, the Labor Day weekend. Plenty of action still to come throughout the rest of it. Games the rest of the day today and into tomorrow. So that pitch down out of the zone for ball two.
And for those wondering, that's not Pat Burns, the former head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I'd be impressed if it was. You know what? We'll give him a shot. We'll maybe send him an invite next year to one of these teams.
Yeah, maybe the name itself will get him hired.
So the 2-0 pitch coming in. And again, down out of the zone. Looks like Cleary's trying to figure out where the bottom of the zone is early on. Potentially once he locks that in. We'll see how he continues through the rest of the rest of the lineup. So a 3-0 count early on. We'll see if Burns even flinches at all or he attempts on the next pitch. That one comes in right into the zone. I'll make it a 3-1 count. So Ryan Bicknell on deck. He's warming up. First baseman Walsh moved in a little bit on that one, just in case. The 3-1 count. Now on just outside the zone. And we'll kick things off with a walk for Saskatoon. Great plate discipline to kick off the game from Burns.
Yeah, a couple of them pitches, especially that last one, looked pretty close to a strike, and they definitely have a better view from down there than we do up here, but some of them pitches that are called balls look really good.
So yeah, it did get out to a 3-0 count to kick it off. But yeah, really, like you mentioned, none of the pitches were too extreme. None of them in the dirt. They're all still fairly competitive. Just a bit too far outside the zone. Kind of more so comes down to Burns not willing to chase on it. Great vision at the plate. As Ryan Bicknell will look to continue things here. He squares for bunt on the first one. Then advances with a swing from there. It's a strike. Bicknell trying to pull in the corner infielders. The third baseman, Marr, well in on this next one. Second baseman playing pretty far in as well. Just a hair off for being right between first and second base. And the 0-1 pitch. Squaring bunt again, but it's still in the zone. Bringing it to an 0-2 count. So a man on first, that's Burns. The Jacks looking to tie up the game early on. Still down 2-0, entering the bottom of the first. Cleary getting set. Ready on the mound and the pitch. And another swinging bunt attempt there, but still in the zone. 3 pitches, all of them strikes. We'll sit down Bicknell on the strikeout. So Cleary's first strikeout of the game.
Yeah, these teams played earlier on Wednesday here in the round robin with the Saskatoon Jacks getting the better of that one, 5-1.
We'll see how things shake up here. Galway might be looking for a bit of revenge in this one in that case. The Jacks will send off Matthew Kutnikov, another left-handed batter, into the box. And the next pitch, that one just catches the bottom corner of the plate. Kutnikov checking with the home plate umpire to see exactly where in relation to the strike zone it was. Braden Arcand warming up, the third of 3 back-to-back left-handed batters. Excuse me, this is the second left-handed batter. Arcand a righty. So 1 out here, bottom of the first. Man on first as well. Again, that's Burns. He walked his way on base to kick off the game. Cleary now, after a bit of a shaky first batter, is really starting to square things up now. So he gets set on the mound. Next pitch comes in, swung on, hit hard but well foul. Just got a bit underneath on that one. I didn't say anything about slapping him. Oh. See if he comes in. So another quick meeting on the mound there. Already wrapped up. Just a quick conversation between the catcher and the pitcher. And that's Cleary on the mound, O'Leary. So Cleary and O'Leary. And so the 1-2 count. Fans starting to get a little louder here. And the 1-2 swung on and missed. Another strikeout. Pat Burns over on first. Looked like he had a good jump towards the bag, but pulled back. So 2 sat down via the strikeout after the early walk to kick off the inning. I'll bring up Braden Arcand, the center fielder for the Jacks. Cleary really starting to get things together here as we get towards the end of the first inning. That one's well high. O'Leary extending to keep it in front of him. So the tying run at the plate early on. The Hitmen leading 2-0 to kick off the game. They had 4 hits back in the first. Cleary's set, and the next pitch swung on. It's driven past the glove of the second baseman. Burns going to make his way all the way around it. The right fielder not able to come up with it clearly. They're sending Burns home, and he dives in. Not able to make the grab the catcher. The pitcher coming in to recover it. And it's a big RBI single. We'll see how Burns is doing at home. He's still on his knees after making the diving slide to collect the run. Looks like he's...
Sorry.
Oh, looks like he was okay. It looks like he was just holding his ribs for a second.
Yeah, Burns with a head first slide and slid around the catcher and had his left hand touch home plate. Did a good job avoiding the tag if there was going to be one. It was applied late, but he had well touched home plate by that point.
We'll keep you updated as we know on how Burns is doing. Again, a very hard slide there in at the plate to try and avoid the tag. So the Jacks cut the deficit in half, still trailing 1 run in this 2-1 contest. They'll bring up Justin Laskowski, the shortstop. Looking to keep the momentum rolling as that one sent drilled towards left field. Not too deep, though. The left fielder collects it, and that'll wrap up the inning. Good catch from Pomeroy. Didn't have to work too hard to get under it. So 2-1 the score at the end of the first inning. And again, you're watching Softball Canada Men's Fast Pitch Championships here at Peter Hallman Ball-Yard. Presented by Kitchener Fastball Promotions and CCDTV. That's Conestoga College Digital TV. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Justin Kohler, joined by Jason Whittle. Very happy to have you here on this pretty beautiful Saturday afternoon. So a close one so far, not terribly surprising. Both these teams wrapping up the round robin with 5-1 records. Actually, 3 teams that were tied at 5-1 after the round robins were done. So some very competitive teams starting to make themselves known in this tournament.
Yeah, as the tournament goes on, you'll see the best of the best come to the top. And these two definitely two good teams. Same with the Batman and the Bear Creek Express. All of them top 4 teams are really good.
It's always the best thing to see as a ball lover. So the Hitmen back in the batter's box here. The Jacks taking the field. Sean Cleary, the pitcher, he's in the box, the right-handed hitter. First one swung on and missed. So that's McCulloch back on the mound. So that one's a bit upstairs for ball 1. That'll even the count at 1-1. So the Hitmen would love to continue the push they were making in the first as that one softly hit towards the third baseman. A routine throw to first and a quick first out here in the top of the second.
Nice play by Ryan Marr there. Playing in a little bit. Filtered it on the in-between hop and get it across to Walsh over at first.
That'll bring up Mark Corbett, the right fielder. So 1 out here. Galway would still love to get a few more men on base like they did in the first. Again, 4 hits back in that first inning as that one swung on, fouled right back. And almost the corner of the fence back here. Gonna check on it pretty quickly, the ball. And so the next pitch coming in well high. McCulloch looking good in this one, entering the second. Next pitch in there, strike 3 called on Corbett. It's the 3rd strikeout of the game for McCulloch. And the 2nd out in this inning. So that'll turn things over back to the top of the lineup. Shane Boland singled back in the first as that one swung on and missed. A mean swing on that one, put his whole body into it.
Yeah, it swung himself right around.
So plenty of power from him, the leadoff batter. Next one well inside. Boland having to back up off the plate. So quick 2 outs here in the top of the second. McCulloch looking pretty efficient. so far. That one just a bit downstairs. We'll bring the count to 2-1.
McCullough mixing his pitches up really good this inning. Got a little bit better control, able to settle down after a little erratic first inning.
And the 2-1 pitch well upstairs. Bolin not having to move too much on that one. We saw a few of those pitches in the first inning. Of course, as we're starting to talk about how it was squaring up the zone a little bit more. Throws a curveball, so to speak, in our direction.
Yeah.
And next one swung on, drilled into the glove of the shortstop. Makes the play, throw to first. And a quick 3 up, 3 down in this one. A lot more efficient entering the second inning for McCulloch.
Yeah, a lot more efficient. Great defense behind him. Great play there for Liskowski fielding that and then throwing him out quickly. Little discussion going on there. I believe that's Pat Burns talking with the umpire, maybe going over that play they had where he slid there home, whether he was saying the umpire or the catcher was blocking the plate or what it was, but little discussion there, trying to get clarification maybe, and so if it happens the next time, maybe bring it to the umpire's attention, something they might not have been looking at. They might have been focusing on the play itself and not the actual position of the catcher.
Probably taking the chance to, bring it up to the umpires now, right before the Jacks about to go into the box again. Another opportunity to try and score entering the bottom of the second. We're just trying to get in front of it once again to prevent it from happening to their team a second time. So we'll start off with the 6, 7, and 8 batters. Max Major going to start things off. He's the catcher for the Jacks.
Okay, Maxie. Let's go, buddy. Start us off, buddy. Let's go.
So Cleary back on the mound. It's fairly efficient back in the first inning. Just one hit. Gave up a walk to start things off, though, and 2 strikeouts. So things set to continue here in the bottom of the second. Again, that's Max Major, the lefty. Very low stance in the box. The first pitch catches the bottom of the zone. Looks like Major wasn't moving on that one no matter what.
I think he got frozen on that changeup there because the Cleary's been pretty good. I've seen him being able to throw a changeup with almost the same motion as he would as a fastball. And that's the key, the deception. They want to be deceptive to the hitter, and if it freezes the hitter, he just sits there and watches it go by.
So 0-1 the count. That one swung on. Moved down and away from the batter there. That'll bring it to an early 0-2 count. Cleary looking to collect his 3rd strikeout. The Jacks would love to tie up this ball game. That one's drilled into the gap between right field and the center fielder. It goes all the way back to the fence. Major rounding second on his way to 3rd. The shortstop not able to make a clean grab. That's an early triple to kick off the inning.
Yeah, it's too bad the shortstop there, Bolin, couldn't make the clean exchange from his glove to his hand because it would have been a bang-bang play at 3rd base, I think.
I think it would have been really tight. I think you're exactly right there. There's still a bit of distance between Major and the 3rd base bag.
Yeah, the outfielder's doing a great job getting the ball in quickly. Just the exchange, the bobble between the glove and the hand, and Bolin knows it. And but yeah, now we got a runner on 3rd with nobody out.
Just 60 feet separating the Jacks and a tie ball game. First pitch swung on, just dribbled over towards the pitcher. Would rather hold the runner over at third, prevent a tie ball game, but allowing Kuzminka to make his way over towards first. We'll see how that one ends up getting ruled a bit later. The official call on that one. As of right now, we'll call it a hit. So runners on the corners, none out. That's Brant Wiebe in the box. That one finds the zone, strike one.
You can do this, buddy. Come on, 19. Come on, Weaver. Come on.
So the count 0-1. Runners on the corners. That's Major at third, Kuzminka at first. Cleary on the mound. He's set. And the pitch. Wiebe scoring bunt on this one. Thought it might have gone a little bit low. Didn't connect, but it still goes in there for a strike. We'll bring it to 0-2. So again, Cleary been pretty efficient so far in this one. It's the second 0-2 count he's gotten to. Major was just able to connect very well on that third pitch of the at-bat. We'll see if Wiebe can do the same. So that one a bit too far upstairs. Cleary liked it. He motioned to the umpire to see how far out of the zone it was. Will Major warming up. It's the count 1-2. Cleary set, the pitch. Swung on, dribbled again out towards the pitcher. He'll eye the runner back. And again, that's almost the exact same play, allowing the runner to get to first. Kuzminka advances to second, but Major held at third.
Yeah, another play there, high chopper right off the mound. And when you got to come off the mound and field that, it's tough for a pitcher to go anywhere. Upside is the force at home now is in play. So if there is another third high chopper to him, he'd be able to come home quickly with it. But yeah, I still think he did the right thing by holding on to the ball, so he can live to pitch another to another batter with still lead with the lead. Sorry.
We'll see how it shapes up here in a different world, an alternate world. Right now, it could be 2 outs with a tie ball game. If both those throws to first were made, very likely could have been the scenario in those cases.
Yeah, I seen it this morning where it's a similar scenario. The grounder in front of the plate, the catcher threw it, and he threw it behind the runner down the right field corner, and it cleared the bases.
So the base is loaded. Will Major, the right-handed batter, the second baseman in today's game. He's in the box. Cleary set. So that one just a bit too far upstairs. Again, Cleary didn't look too happy on the call. Thought that one touched the top of the zone. The infield moved in. They're going to be making the throw home to anything that comes in their direction. Still none out in this one. It's the next pitch. Swung on and missed. Evening the count at 1-1. After Major, we'll go back to the top of the order. A very dangerous spot here. The Jacks really threatening.
Still none out in the inning here.
Cleary set on the mound. Next one swung on and missed. That'll bring the count to 1-2. Again, we've mentioned it before. Cleary really pounding the strike zone, been very efficient in this one so far. But just giving up a few little soft hits, not able to get the outs. Just loaded the bases here in the bottom of the second. Still a 2-1 ball game. The Galway Hitmen leading right now, but the Saskatoon Jacks threatening. Cleary ready with the 1-2 pitch. Swung on a soft one over towards the third baseman, but past his glove. The shortstop, they're able to recover it. They'll get the out at third. But still an RBI comes in, a tie ball game as Max Major was able to make his way home. So almost a more dangerous situation. The third baseman, Marr, not able to collect it cleanly. The shortstop, Boland, able to go over.
Yeah, great hustle by Boland there after Marr couldn't clean it. Boland covering for him, able to tag the runner going to third in a foot race to the bag.
So that one a fielder's choice on Major, but still a run comes in. So Weeb makes his way over towards second. Major over at first now, and we turn things back to the top of the order. Pat Burns in the box. He walked his way on back in the first innings. That one swung on, fouled back.
Able to come around and score on that in a beautiful head first slide there in the first there.
Yeah, looks like he's all right. We were a bit worried for a second there. Took a very hard dive. So Burns in the box. Cleary on the mound. Still 2 men on, 1 in scoring position. And Cleary set. And the pitch comes in, swung on and missed. Foul tip on that one. So just 1 out here. The Jacks still threatening, but now at a tie ball game, 2 apiece. Cleary taking a good chunk of time trying to figure out what pitch he wants to throw. A little back and forth with him and O'Leary, the catcher. Now he's figured it out. The pitch comes on. That one swung on foul. That one almost just looking like a bit of a safety swing. Burns.
Yeah, a little bit of a defensive swing there.
Burns might be waiting for a certain pitch to come in.
Yeah, and Cleary, like you said, taking his time, making sure everything's set. A little frustrating. I think they charged the third baseman, Marr, with an error on that one, on that fielding error, which still made it a fielder's choice by the shortstop. So I seen an error pop up on the scoreboard.
So still a tie ball game here. Looks like they swamped out the ball. Still a 1-2 count. Again, that's Weeb at second. Major over at first. Weeb got on with a single. And then Major, fielder's choice RBI. Cleary and O'Leary still deciding the pitch they want to throw here, really taking their time. Cleary shaking off a few pitches. Some extended time between pitches. He's found the one he wants. He gets set, the 1-2. Coming in. That one swung on, popped up. It's drifting out towards the left fielder. That's that's the center fielder. Ezekiel able to get under it. So now 2 out in the inning, still 2 men on. Here in the bottom of the second.
Come on, Vicky.
The batter will be left fielder number 16, Ryan.
Looks like we're having a bit of a discussion here in terms of alignment on what they think the batter is going to do here. Looks like the corner infielders might be moving a little bit in. It's Bicknell in the box.
Come on, Vicker. Come on, Vicky.
Bicknell initially squared to bunt in his last one. Struck out in his first go. So still on, two on, 2 out. Bottom of the second. Cleary gets set. The pitch swung on. Right in the dirt, though, foul.
Come on, Vicky. Let's go, Vic. Like you can, buddy. Like you can.
So 0-1 the count. Bicknell set in the box. Cleary set on the mound. The 0-1 pitch coming in, squares to bunt. Makes the throw over towards third. A double steal on that one. Weeb able to make his way over towards third. Major makes his way towards second. Now we've got 2 runners in scoring position.
Way to go, buddy. Way to go, Brad. Way to go, Willie. There they sit for now, Vic.
The count now 0-2. As of now, it's the inning of 2s, a 2-2 ball game. 0-2 the count, 2 out, bottom of the second. Cleary and O'Leary still debating between pitches there. Time called. This is by Bicknell. That's the newest thing we're seeing this inning. Some very extended times between pitches. A lot of debate between which one to throw from Cleary, the pitcher. But now he's set. And the 0-2. That one dribbled in the dirt. Bicknell again squaring up to bunt. 2 runners in scoring position. Weeb over on third. He got on base with a single. Major, an RBI fielder's choice. He scored Max Major. And set once again, 1-2 the count. That one just a bit outside. Looks pretty close, though. Leaving the count at 2-2. Even more 2s in this inning.
Yeah, more 2s. 2 on, 2 out, 2-2. 2 minutes in between pitches.
Another one. Cleary shaking off a few pitches still to his pitcher, O'Leary. Now he's set. Has the one he wants. And the 2-2 pitch. That one catches the top of the plate. Another strikeout here. So the Jacks threatening with more, but they'll settle with a tie ball game. Major coming around after a big triple to lead off that inning. And so we'll make our way into the third now. A very competitive one so far. Galway off to an early lead. They'd scored 2 in the first. Saskatoon able to battle back.
Yeah, very lengthy inning there. Looks like O'Leary, the catcher, and Cleary, the pitcher, they're not on the same page, or maybe this is just a ploy to slow things down, to disrupt the rhythm of the Saskatoon Jacks. Sometimes they do that.
Could be anything. Could be a play. There's a good chance there. Either way, it's very different from what we saw in the first inning. A lot more efficient time-wise in particular. So while we have a chance, we'll thank a few sponsors throughout this tournament. Again, this is the Softball Canada Men's Fast Pitch Championships here at Peter Hallman Ball-Yard, presented by Kitchener Fastball Promotions. Like I said, plenty of sponsors to thank. We're making our way through the list during this one. Big shout out, big thanks to Iron Horse Financial Solutions, MTE Consultants, Expressway Ford New Hamburg, and of course a big shout out to Conestoga College as well. Heading up the broadcast here on CCDTV, that's Conestoga College, a digital TV. Really helping Jason and I to sound all beautiful and nice here during the broadcast. So Jordan Pomeroy back in the box. The left-handed batter squares to bunt on the first pitch. McCulloch back on the mound. Pomeroy struck out in his first at-bat. So an early 2-0 count, tie ball game. Now in the top of the third, the 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. McCulloch able to go 3 up, 3 down in the second. Galway, a very productive first inning. Sat down quickly in the second. They love to turn things around here in the third. So that pitch drops in for a strike. Mixing up those pitches there. A good off-speed dropping it in. So an even count, 2-2. A tied ball game here at Peter Hallman Ball-Yard. Next one swung on, fouled right back to the fence. It's Brad Ezekiel warming up. He's on deck. Had an RBI triple in his last at-bat. They'd love to get him back in the box with a runner on. So 2-2, the count on Pomeroy. It comes in, swung on, fouled back again. McCulloch looking for his 4th strikeout in the contest. As Pomeroy's set. McCulloch a lot quicker between pitches. And that one swung on, little dribbler over towards the shortstop, picks it up, makes the throw towards first, and they get the out in time.
Beautiful play by Liskowski again. Reaching, going way across in front of the bag, grabbing it, make the trend, the switch from glove to hand, and making that throw across look easy.
Since the first inning, he's really gotten into a good groove here. No hard contact in the second, and now into the third as well. A 5-3 ground out and a 6-3 ground out in the second, now leading off with a 6-3 ground out here. As that pitch just down and inside for ball 1 on Ezekiel. Again, plenty of power from him. Found a perfect spot in the gap for an RBI double. So that next pitch, an off-speed one, trying to drop it in upstairs. Ezekiel, a lot taller of a stance in the box. Bit of an old school approach. I like it. Is that one down and inside in the dirt? So 3-0 count here. McCulloch looking for the strike zone. We'll see if Ezekiel even flinches at this next one. As it's in there just down. Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk.
I think McCulloch and Major really wanted that one.
Yeah, that one definitely still a competitive pitch, pretty close to the zone. So that's Ezekiel's second time on base today. Bring up Colin Walsh. He lined out to the shortstop in the first inning. Again, big shout out to all the fans in attendance kicking off their Labor Day long weekend with a whole lot of ball here in Kitchener, Ontario.
Come on, Upper, you're curving that ball.
And so the 1-0 pitch downstairs and away, another one in the dirt.
No worries, Dad, no worries.
McCulloch taking a second to collect himself, having a tough time finding the lower part of the plate strike zone-wise. A bit closer to what we saw in the first inning. So the 2-0 count, that one swung on. Drilled right back, slamming off the catcher. That's Max Major. The umpire checked in on him really quick just to make sure he was all right.
Yeah,
Well,
usually the time where the umpire will come out and clean the plate, do some maintenance around the mound, making sure he's okay. And, yeah, they have that respect for each other. Same with if a ball goes off an umpire. Usually, like in the last game, there was a delay when the umpire got hit in the mask. The catcher turned around right away and grabbed the umpire and kept a hold of him just in case he was going to go down because he took a hard shot to the head. And, yeah, it's a nice little mutual respect they have for each other back behind the plate.
The training staff came over, checked in on him. Everything all right, so the game will continue as McCulloch sends that pitch well upstairs. This is now 7 balls in a row. A 4-pitch walk to get Ezekiel on. Now 3 balls in a row for Walsh. Again, Walsh playing first base in this one for Galway. He's set. The next pitch. Now when they deem he went around, looks like Walsh was trying to make his way over towards first, with the home plate umpire making the call that he went around on the check swing.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to draw that walk and get down to first base right away without anybody noticing.
So that'll make it 3-1 here. Jason Hill warming up. He's on deck. And the 3-1. That one swung on, a little looper towards the first baseman. Bit more soft contact there, not too much danger off the bat. And so 2 outs now in the top of the third. Brad Ezekiel still on base. He's at first. Jason Hill now in the box. He doubled in his last one, an RBI double. He drove in Ezekiel earlier in this one. So 2 outs for McCulloch. He's on the mound. A 2-2 ball game. Next pitch. That one's a bit too far downstairs. Next one swung on and missed. So the next pitch coming in. Clips the bottom of the zone. Strike on that one. That'll even the count at 2-2 on Jason Hill with 2 out. Again, Ezekiel over on first. He got on base with a walk. McCulloch struggling with the zone a little bit at times. Would love to lock it in here. Sit down with another scoreless inning. So that'll bring it to a full count. McCulloch now up to 64 pitches. Now averaging over 20 an inning right now. And the 3-2 pitch swung on and missed. Wrap up the inning with a strikeout, his 4th of the contest.
That pitch in sequence was set up perfectly with the ball high, the fastball ball high to make it full count, knowing full well that in the back of his mind, McCullough knew he was coming with the changeup.
So it's still a little shaky at times in that one. But still on paper, no damage done, no runs, no hits, just the one walk given up to Ezekiel. Plenty of soft contact in the first 2 outs and a strikeout for the third.
Yeah, much needed strikeout. That ends the threat really quickly. They got the first out pretty good, but yeah, still struggling a little bit to find the strike zone. We'll see how this works out here in the, for Galway here with Cleary and O'Leary, if they're back on the same page, or like I said, if this was just a tactic to slow down the Saskatoon Jacks and get them off their rhythm.
Yeah, McCulloch a whole lot faster in between those at-bats than Cleary has been so far. And we mentioned it was a very drastic difference between the first and second inning. Cleary ended up shaking off quite a few pitches before really settling in. So we push here into the bottom of the third. Still a 2-2 ball game. McCulloch threw 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. Struck out 4 and walked 2. And Cleary, the pitcher for Galway, threw 2 innings so far, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned. 3 strikeouts and a walk in the battle so far.
Yeah, so far pretty evenly matched contest here. It's going to come down to pitching and who can get the timely hits.
So Matthew Kutnikoff in the box. He struck out in his last at-bat back in the first. That was Cleary's second strikeout. Kutnikoff, the number 3 hitter in the lineup. Cleary set on the mound. The 0-1. Just a bit outside. Even things up at 1-1. Kutnikov, one of 2 Kutnikovs on the team. Of course, Andrew as well. He's on the bench to kick things off. It's 1-1 the count, none out. As that one's down in the dirt. Kutnikov having to back off the plate a little bit. Braden Arcand, he's warming up next. Drove in the first run for Saskatoon with an RBI single earlier in the first. Again, Saskatoon would love to get a runner on here. Start breaking this tie. Cleary set. The pitch swung on and missed. Even the count up at 2-2. Kutnikov, the first baseman in today's contest. Left-handed batter. He's set. Cleary ready with the pitch. And the next one coming in, swung on. A grounder but foul down the first base side. Cleary already being a little quicker on the mound than we saw in the last inning for sure. Not taking quite as long, not shaking off as many pitches as he did.
Yeah, he's working a little bit of a quicker pace. Helps there's nobody on base right now too, so maybe it was just a ploy for them.
So 2-2 the count. Cleary gets set, delivers. That one swung on, popped up over the direction of left field. The left fielder able to get underneath it. That's Pomeroy making the grab for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the right-handed bat of Braden Arcand. Again, like I mentioned, he drove in Saskatoon's first run. Drove in Pat Burns back in the first inning with an RBI single. He's set in the box. Cleary set on the mound. The first pitch. That one catches the bottom part of the plate for strike one. Looks like Arcand did a quick little check-in just to see how far in the zone that one was. Just a quick little word for the home plate umpire. The defense playing fairly straight up right now. Next pitch swung on and missed. Quick 0-2 count. A very common situation that Cleary has found himself in throughout this game. A lot of 0-2 counts to kick things off. The first baseman, Walsh, almost right in line with the first base bag. As Cleary has the pitch he wants. The 0-2 pitch. That one just a bit inside there. We'll bring it to 1-2. Cleary now up to 45 pitches. Bit more efficient than McCulloch so far. But I'd argue some harder contact that we've seen off Cleary than off McCulloch.
Yes.
And the next one drilled over past the third baseman. There it goes into left field. The left fielder Pomeroy running back to make it. He throws it back in towards third base. And it's a double, the second hit of the ball game for Braden Arcand.
Yeah, Mayer playing off the bag a little bit going down the on third there. I don't think they played him to pull that, and he pulled that right down the baseline there and rolled into the corner. Easy stand-up double for him.
Yeah, Pomeroy had to run right over as that one drilled pretty far back.
Great job, though, for Pomeroy to get that in quickly.
Yeah, it could have been a lot more dangerous depending on the throw. So one out, runner in scoring position. That'll bring up Justin Laskowski here. He flew out to left field back in the first. The first pitch to him. That one driven foul in the dirt. So Arcand over at second, been very productive so far in this battle between the second and third place teams, the Saskatoon Jacks and the Galway Hitmen. Saskatoon, the home team in this one. Cleary set on the mound. The 0-1 pitch coming in. That one just tapers a bit away from the zone, leaving the count at 1-1. The catcher, O'Leary, tried to frame that one up as best he could.
Yeah, he held it there for a couple seconds to make sure the ump had a good look at it.
So an even 1-1 count. One out in the inning. A tie ball game, 2 runs apiece. As that one's drilled over towards the second baseman. A routine throw over towards first, but that'll advance the runner. So Arcand able to make his way all the way over towards third. 60 feet separating Saskatoon from breaking this tie.
Come on, Mackie, get him home here, buddy.
That'll bring Max Major into the box. He tripled in his last at-bat. Ended up coming around on a RBI fielder's choice from Will Major. Major driving in Major there. First pitch swung on, just goes back behind the catcher, not able to collect it clearly, but gets it back in. So 0-1 the count with 2 outs.
Yeah, the backstop's not too far back here. So if the ball just goes right behind the catcher and stays there, it's hard for a runner to score. But if it's got some spin on it and goes up the side towards the dugouts, then that makes it a little more interesting and tempting for the runner at third to try to steal home.
Yeah, sometimes the ball can almost curve around through the fence here at the backstop, make it a little bit more difficult for the catcher, but that one a bit softer, not too difficult for him. As the 0-1 comes in, bottom of the zone, O'Leary trying to frame that one up, but doesn't get the call on the bottom corner of the plate. Leaving the count at 1-1 here with 2 outs. Cleary, just a quick motion to the umpire, seeing how far out of the zone that was. So pivotal moment. The Jacks looking to break this tie. A runner over on third with 2 out. The 1-1 pitch comes in, swung on and missed. Another one down lower in the zone. Gets Major to chase after it. So beautiful day turning into a bit of a warm one up here in the booth. Plenty of sunshine in Kitchener, Ontario for this pretty competitive ball game so far.
Major would love to duplicate his bat in the second inning there with a triple.
The Jacks hoping for the best here. Marquand over on third. That next pitch swung on and missed. A big pivotal pitch from Cleary, able to sit it down, avoiding a dangerous spot. His third strikeout of the game. So Saskatoon threatening there, but not able to drive in the run. We'll go into the top of the fourth with the tie ball game 2-2. Again, as of now, on paper on the schedule, it's a battle between the second and third place teams. Of course, in actuality, looking at the differential, it's a bit more confusing than that. I know we've been a bit back and forth with a few different people at the ballpark to figure that exactly out. 3 teams coming in with a 5-1 record. But technically, this is looking a little bit different than it almost should tournament-wise.
Yeah, it was, according to the schedule, if it went according to what the schedule was, then the game earlier before this should have been different as well as this one. But after the round robin, all these teams are tied at 5-1. It had Saskatoon placed as the first place team, but they didn't play right after. So it's hard to say how they did it. I know run differentials was a part of it. To what extent, I'm not 100% sure, but there's a lot more people smarter than me out here figuring it out and have to worry about it, because I just know looking at the standings, it had to have been a nightmare to try to figure that out.
Always tough when it's this competitive between the top teams. Like I mentioned, 3 teams were tied 5-1 after the round robin series. Galway back on the offense here. Marr in the box. He walked his first time on. That was back in the first inning off a very productive inning. 2 runs scored there to get Galway to an early lead. But of course, the Jacks bouncing back since. Next pitch swung on and missed. Marr, the third baseman for the Galway Hitmen. Next pitch well upstairs. Umpire checking in on the call there. 1-2 the count. The umpire was looking at the scoreboard off in the distance in right center, but it was a bit wrong for a second there. Now it's corrected. And that one swung on and missed. Strike 3. It's the 4th strikeout for McCulloch so far. So a quick first out to kick off the top of the 4th inning.
Oakley Durham there warming up for Galway down the right field line.
Kavanaugh fouls this one well off. So we'll see how the pitching situation changes for Galway moving into the bottom of the inning. Kavanaugh, a strikeout victim, back in the 1st. He ended off that inning. Will love to collect his first hit of this ball game as that one swung on and missed. An early 0-2 count on him. Cleary, the pitcher, on deck. He's warming up. So quick 0-2 count coming in, swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for McCulloch. His 6th. That's now 3 back-to-back strikeouts between the top of the 3rd and the top of the 4th. He's looking to make it 4 in a row as Cleary now in the box. Grounded out, back to kick off the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1. Now in an off-speed pitch, looking to find the top of the zone. Cleary, like we mentioned, the pitcher. Battling in this one, no men on. That one's a bit too far upstairs, looking to change speeds. So 2-0. McCulloch falling behind on this one. Mark Corbett warming up. He's on deck. The 2-0 count. That one just catches the bottom of the plate, bringing it to 2-1. Cleary didn't look like he was going to be swinging out much of anything on that pitch. McCulloch, quick turnaround between pitches. He's already set, and that one swung on and missed, evening the count at 2-2.
Cleary chasing one, clearly out of the strike zone there.
And it's always tough trying to strike out the pitcher. Always a pretty good read for where the strike zone is. I find pitchers and catchers usually the hardest to strike out in these spots. They know the strike zone well. As that one catches the plate, Cleary didn't look at all at that one. And that's 4 back-to-back strikeouts, 3 in the inning as McCulloch strikes out the side. 7 now for him. That's his 2nd 3-up, 3-down inning. Did the similar situation back in the 2nd.
Yeah, definitely a timely 3-up, 3-down inning there. They needed it. Worked quickly. Didn't waste too many pitches. And, yeah, now that Saskatoon Jacks will come back and try to push a run across the board to get ahead here as they enter the bottom of the 4th.
McCulloch really collecting himself in this one. A couple shaky moments in this game. A walk to batter at one point, and then 3 more balls thrown to the next pitcher, so 7 in a row. It looks like he's figuring it all out as we get to the middle innings of this one here, moving to the bottom of the 4th. So still a 2-2 ball game right now. And you're watching the Softball Canada Men's Fast Pitch Championships here at Peter Hallman Ball Yard. Thank you so much for tuning in for your Saturday afternoon. If you aren't able to be here with us in attendance, first off, still thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it here on CCDTV. That's Conestoga College Digital TV. I'm Justin Kohler up in the booth for this one, joined by Jason Whittle. Appreciate having you here. We'd love to know exactly where you're watching from. Of course, this being a national tournament, fans from all over. A very competitive matchup between the Saskatoon Jacks and the Galway Hitmen. Still 2-2. Galway got off to an early lead in the first. McCulloch settled down on the mound since then, as Saskatoon's been able to tie up the ball game. So we'll start things off with Troy Kuzminka. He's the third baseman for the Saskatoon Jacks. And Cleary back on the mound. He gets set. First pitch. Down out of the zone for ball one. Cleary now up to 55 pitches through this contest so far. He gets set. The 1-0 pitch swung on, dribbler over towards the shortstop, makes the throw towards first, a leaping throw, and a quick first out here in the bottom of the fourth. 6-3, the call on that one. That'll bring Brent Weeb into the box. He singled in his last one. Got as far as third on the base paths, but Saskatoon not able to drive him in. As that one catches the strike zone. Got as far as second base. Was an out trying to go for third. Victim of a fielder's choice off of Will Major. So one out, 0-1 the count. Next pitch comes in, catches enough of the plate for strike two.
Pretty nice looking pitch there by Cleary. Sort of found his rhythm here after that second inning. And working a little bit quicker. Him and his catcher working well. He's not shaking him off as much. Yeah, both these pitchers really getting a bit more consistent as this game goes on. Each have had kind of at least one shaky inning. As that pitch catches the top of the strike zone, catches Brent Weeb looking. That's his fourth in the game. Brent Weeb was clearly a bit upset about that one. Wanted the call to go his way. Thought it was a bit past the top of the strike zone, but it just drops in there. And so a quick 2 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Cleary been very efficient so far in this inning. Will Major 0 for 1 in this one, a fielder's choice back in the second. Still drove in an RBI, drove in Max Major. Major, the second baseman, right-handed batter in the box. A 1-0 count, no men on. Cleary, he's set on the bump. Next pitch, and too high there, out of the zone for ball two. A real treat of a day so far. A great ball game, beautiful weather so far. A lot better than we've seen through different portions of the week. Great way to kick off the long weekend. Cleary, the pitcher, has his pitch. He's set. And the 2-0 pitch swung on, drilled well high but foul. Third baseman, or the left fielder, took a little bit of a trek over there. That's Pomeroy. Didn't have to walk too far before realizing it was going to go foul. Yeah, the ball getting thrown back in quickly, which is nice because pitchers, they get a little unsettled when their favorite ball's out of play and they don't get it back in play right away. Often you see a ball come back in and they'll switch forward out right away. It's all about feel on the pitcher's hand, and it's what they like.
Well, and oftentimes, sometimes it's feel. I know a lot of players in this sport sometimes can be a bit superstitious, too, when it comes to things, especially with how efficient he's been in this inning. And the next pitch, just a bit outside. A very close call at the plate.
And sometimes there's a little nick in the ball that the ump doesn't see or the players doesn't see, and they get it back in there, and it helps with any bit of movement you can on a ball.
Anything can help in this one. Any extra little bit of grip can really help. Add a bit more break to the ball depending on the pitch that's thrown. So 3-1 count here, 2 out. Bottom of the 4th. And that one called. So that'll bring it to a full count now. Again, that's Will Major, the right-handed batter. Up at the plate, no men on. So 3-2, 2 out, tie ball game. 2 runs apiece. The pitcher, Cleary, set on the mound. The payoff pitch, swung on, finds the gap right up Main Street, makes its way towards center field. A good battle there from Will Major, able to drive that into a single.
Yeah, that was a good battle between Cleary and Major, and Major finally getting the pitch he wanted to hit, and he drove it right back up the middle.
So exactly the situation that Galway didn't want. Now the order will turn back around.
Come on, Patty. 2-out rally here. Come on, Patty.
So 1 man on, Major over at first. Pat Burns in the box. 0 for 1, a walk in the first inning. He was the first run of the game for Saskatoon, and then flew out in the second. The first pitch of the batter. Downstairs, ball 1. So the 1 and 2 hitters up next. Pat Burns in the box. Ryan Bicknell, he's warming up. Still 2 outs here, bottom of the 4th of this tie ball game. Second pitch swung on, a dribbler back to the pitcher, not able to come up with a clean. He makes the throw towards first, and they get the out there. A little bit dicey right at the end, but still a fairly clean inning from Cleary.
Great job there by Cleary to stay with it after it bobbled a couple times, and still able to get it focused and get the runner just by a half a step there at first.
It's a good effort there. Cleary fairly efficient in that one. Looks like we're having a bit of discussion over in the Galway dugout.
Usually when at the end of the 3rd out, whoever has the ball will give it to the coach, either on the first base or third base side. And Galway, the batter, or the fielder, he just kept it and went in the dugout with it.
Looks like they might be having a tough time figuring out where exactly it is. There we go. Now it's back in play. Given to the pitcher, McCulloch, who has a smile on his face. Now play will continue. Still some discussions over there. Looks like they might not have been sure exactly which was the ball. At least 2 umpires still over there having discussions with the Galway staff. But still a tie ball game. Looks like everyone's going back to their spots. 2-2 the score so far between the Saskatoon Jacks and the Galway Hitmen. A very tough, evenly fought battle. Each of these teams have had at least one pretty solid inning. As that one swung on, well foul.
And for those of you wondering where exactly DC Galway is, they are located in Newfoundland and have been a tournament team since the early 2000s with a championship in 2015 and 2024.
Yeah, so we're in Ontario in a battle between Saskatchewan and Newfoundland. So quite the national tournament we're seeing. A lot of representation from across the country. So Mark Corbett in the box right now, the right fielder for Galway. Corbett 0 for 1. He struck out back in the second. The count 1-2. McCulloch set the pitch. On a bit too far down and away. Evening the count at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Upstairs. Check swing from Corbett. They'll appeal down to the third base umpire, but they really did not swing. That'll make it a full count. So the payoff pitch coming in. A good battle between these two so far. That one downstairs, ball 4, a leadoff walk. Galway looking to break this tie any way they can. So that'll turn things over back to the top of the lineup. Shane Boland. He's 1 for 2, a single to lead off the game back in the first inning. Ended up coming around for the first run for the Hitmen. A 6-3 ground out in the second. That pitch swung on over the head of the shortstop. It's over towards center field. A nice well-hit single for Shane Boland. So that'll bump Corbett over towards second.
Corbett rounding that base, looking to see where the fielder was at as he was thinking 3. But in a close game like this, none out here in the top of the 5th. Where the innings are starting to wind down, your best bet's to play it safe and just stop right at second.
Exactly. Better safe than sorry. That one hit to a good spot, but not incredibly hard. Center fielder Arcand able to get to it fairly quickly. I'll bring up Jordan Pomeroy. Squares up to bunt on the first one. That one just catches the bottom part of the zone. Very good pitch, just catching the edge of it there.
Third base coach sent out to their base runners and the batter, see if he's going to square the sacrifice again.
Ezekiel warming up. Big RBI double in the first inning. As Pomeroy squares to bunt again, but just gets a bit too far underneath it, pops it back towards the backstop. A quick 0-2 count on him. Pomeroy 0 for 2, a strikeout victim in the first inning. Ground out in the third. So 2 men on. That's Corbett at second. He got on via the walk. Shane Boland moved him over with a single. And the 0-2 pitch coming in from McCulloch. That one a bit too far downstairs. For McCulloch, that's his 87th pitch thrown in this battle. McCulloch ready with the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Another strikeout for him there. His 8th strikeout of the game. So still a runner in scoring position, 2 men on. We'll bring up Brad Ezekiel, the center fielder. Again, the very tall, kind of old school stance in the box. A big chance for him to break this tie. No movement at all from him. Was seeing that pitch through all the way no matter what. A strike 1 called, an 0-1 count with 1 out. So McCulloch ahead, 0-1. The next pitch Comes in swung on, but fouled in the dirt. Ezekiel might have fouled that one right off himself. Had to take a quick second. The umpire checking in on him. Might have softly gone right off his foot. But looks like he's all right. He's already ready back in the box. Next pitch coming in well upstairs.
McCullough changing it up a little bit. Maybe a setup pitch for what's about to come here for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw an off-speed, potentially a bit more upstairs, dropping in to try and just get the top of the zone, trying to do some soft contact off Ezekiel. That one upstairs catches the top part of the plate, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts, the 9th for McCullough. So the first 2 batters get on base, a walk and a single. The next 2 strike out. That'll bring up Colin Walsh, the first baseman. McCullough set. And this one popped right high in the sky. The shortstop, Laskowski, able to go over. And another dangerous situation avoided as McCullough sits 3 in a row down, 2 strikeouts and a pop-out.
After Galway put the first 2 runners on board, McCullough settled down, got the 2 strikeouts and a pop-up to the shortstop there. That ends the threat pretty quickly here for Galway and gives a little pep in their step, I think, for the Saskatoon Jacks to come out now after that. Getting out of that little jam and maybe get the bats swinging here.
A very tight, very competitive ball game so far between these 2 teams. Galway ahead, 2-0 to kick off the game. The Jacks answering back with 1 in the first and another in the second. They've really been scoreless ever since. Neither of these teams have been able to square much of anything up at all. Saw some good hard contact early on in the game. It's gotten fairly soft since. A few flyouts, some pop-outs, a lot of groundouts as well, and a few strikeouts starting to form, especially for McCullough. Cleary still up at 4 in this one, though. So it looks like we're going to see a pinch hitter here, I believe. I believe that's Oakley Durham coming in. That'll be for Ryan Bicknell. He'll get his first chance at the plate. First pitch swung on, just grounded over towards the second baseman. A routine throw over to first, and a quick 1 pitch, 1 out here. So again, the efficiency continues from what we've seen from Cleary. Past few innings, he's been very quick for the first 2 batters. As Matthew Kutnikoff back in the box, the first baseman. First pitch to him, swung on, drill deep towards center field. The center fielder Ezekiel not able to go back far enough, and it's gone over the fence. A tie-breaking home run off the bat of Matthew Kutnikoff.
Kutnikoff waited on that changeup, and he just a moonshot over to right center. And it didn't look like it was going to go out off the bat, but it carried as it got higher and higher up. And, yeah, he waited on his pitch, and he took it, and he just put the Saskatoon Jacks ahead 3-2.
Yeah, that one definitely floated its way over towards center field. Like you kind of mentioned, not the most powerful off the bat that we've seen. Definitely some wind drifting from right over towards left, helping these right-handed batters out. But still a very solid hit off the bat as that one's drilled, grounded over towards the second baseman. Another routine throw towards first. That's 2 gone here. The second 4-3 put out for Kavanaugh and Walsh. Excuse me, it looks like we have Shea now in at second base. He's made those 2 plays. So 2 outs, but some damage done. Saskatoon now leading 3-2 in this one. They'd still love to widen that lead here as that one swung on. Again, a bouncer, but took an awkward hop over the second baseman. The center fielder collects it. A bit of a funky single off the bat of Leskowski.
Yeah, it hit something there just in front. You can see Shea over there cleaning up the ground in front of him. And, yeah, it was there's nothing he could have done that. He was well in position, in place for it. And it just took a wicked hop over top of him and out to center.
So still a good effort, was right in front of it, but yeah, that awkward hop allowed it to go right over his head, right to touch the grass.
Saskatoon bringing in a pinch runner there. Caitlin Robinson going to be running for the Justin Leskowski.
So now Robinson over at first base. Major in the plate. He's shown plenty of power today as well. A big triple back in the second. Ended up coming around for the second run of the ball game. As that one swung on. Drilled towards the shortstop. The long throw over towards first base. Able to get him in time. Not enough speed from Major to run that one out. Great throw from the shortstop, Bolin, to get the out.
Yeah, Bolin played that deep in the hole in the short hop, backhanded, and able to fire it across the diamond quickly and got Major just by a step.
But still, the tie officially broken after a pretty close game throughout those almost the entire start of the game between these teams.
Yeah, Saskatoon taking the lead for the first time in this ball game. Their bottom half of their 5th.
Galway, 2 more chances to either tie this game back up or take the lead as we enter the top of the 6th now. We'll take one more opportunity while we have a chance to thank a few sponsors. A big shout out to MHBC, that's McNaughton, Hempson, Britton, Clarkson Planning Limited. Both the cities of Kitchener and the city of Waterloo. Molson's a big fan favorite here, of course. Explore Waterloo and Wood Rescue Canada. Big shout out to all the sponsors here. This entire tournament would not be possible without all that support. And again, you're watching the Softball Canada Men's Fast Pitch Championships here at Peter Hallman Ballyard in Kitchener, Ontario, presented by Kitchener Fastball Promotions. I'm Justin Kohler up in the booth for this one, joined by Jason Whittle. Really appreciate you being here for the broadcast. McCulloch back on the bump as we kick off the top of the 6th. It's Jason Hill, the left-handed batter in the box. So that one swung on, fouled off.
Come on, Jack. Go. You're loud out there, boy.
Hill so far, 1 for 2. RBI double in the first and a strikeout victim in the third. He's the 4th of what's been 9 strikeouts in the contest for McCulloch. As he gets set, that one finds the zone. That'll bring the count to 1-2. Galway would love to tie this game back up. Getting into the latter portion of this game. Oh, and a foul tip. Fouled right back to the backstop. The defensive alignment still the same for the Saskatoon Jacks. So McCulloch pitching, Max Major the catcher. Kutnikoff at first, Will Major at second, Kuzminsk at third, Laskowski over at short as that next pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. McCulloch continuing his work here up to double-digit strikeouts, his 10th in this one. And then, as I was saying, to round out the outfield, Bicknell in left, Arcand over in center, and Burns in right. So a quick out here. 10 strikeouts on the game for McCulloch. That'll bring up Ryan Marr, the third baseman. First pitch. That one catches the plate for strike 1. Marr 0 for 1. He walked back in the first inning, was a strikeout victim, the 5th to kick off the 4th. He was the second of 4 back-to-back strikeouts for McCulloch as that pitch swung on and missed. Might have been fouled into the glove of the catcher there. That'll make it 0-2.
Yeah, McCulloch working quickly here, and this has the same feels of the bottom of the 4th, or the top of the 4th when he struck out the side.
Next one swung on, fouled right back. A bit late and a bit under it there. McCulloch now over 100 pitches. It's only due to 1 or 2 slightly inconsistent innings. A bit tougher for him at times to find the strike zone early on. But he's really settled in later in the game. Next pitch, just a bit too far outside. Still 1 out in the inning. I believe our scoreboard out there is incorrect. I believe the count is 1-2 here. So the 1-2 pitch comes in, swung on and missed. Foul tip strikeout. The catcher able to keep control of it. And that's up to 11 strikeouts for McCulloch. Incredibly impressive stuff here from him. And the first pitch to Shea. Swung on and missed. It's a pinch hitter here. That's Liam Shea coming in. We saw him come in defensively. He's in for Peter Kavanaugh. So that one swung on well out of the zone. Great movement from McCulloch, deceiving the hitter in the box. So to put it in perspective, in the first 3 innings, McCulloch got 4 strikeouts. In the very next 3, including this one, he's gotten 7. And that one swung on and missed. The second time today he's swung out the side. His 10th, 11th, and 12th in the inning. Great stuff from him, mixing up the timing, mixing up the location. He's really settled in. Of his last 9 outs, 8 of those have all been by the strikeout.
Yeah, and if you go back to the last 13 batters he's faced, he struck out 9 of them. And it's just, yeah, he had the blip there in the 5th inning where 2 runners got on, then he took over.
It's been very efficient ever since then, but like we mentioned, those couple shakier innings drove up his pitch count quite a bit. He's now at 106, 64 strikes. So what's that math? 64 strikes, is that 42?
Yeah.
There we go. So 42 balls. So yeah, that's just off those couple inconsistent innings that he had. Got into a couple full count situations. And so that'll turn things back around. The hitman back in the field. Cleary on the bump once again. Still a 3-2 ball game. The Jacks ahead in this one as we enter the bottom of the 6th. Start things off with the third baseman, Troy Kuzminka. It's 1 for 2 in the contest, a single in the second, a ground out in the fourth. The Jacks looking to extend this lead, give themselves a bit of insurance getting late in the game. So that one down in the zone for ball 1. And that one swung on and missed. So 1-1 the count here. And Cleary set on the mound. As that pitch swung on, drilled over towards center field. The center fielder not able to collect it. It drifts its way back towards the fence. Kuzminka able to go all the way to second on the play. A big double to kick off the inning. A big loud double at that.
Yeah, that was a well-hit ball. The center fielder did pretty good. Ezekiel tracking it and a diving attempt to try to get it, but luckily for him, the Pomeroy was over there to cover and get the ball in quickly. And it was going to be a double, I think, whether he fielded it cleanly or not. It was just a matter of getting it in quickly so the runner didn't go to third.
Great athleticism off the center fielder there to try and make the play. But yeah, it would have been tough in any case to really get there. Well hit.
Pinch hitter now, Andrew Katnikoff.
So he squares to bunt on the first pitch. So the second of 2 Kutnikoffs. Andrew now coming in. Matthew, the first baseman, hit that big, loud home run in the 5th inning. Broke this tie that we were seeing through much of the first 5 innings. Lefty set in the box. Next one swung on, well back. Foul off the fence. Clark now up to, or Cleary, sorry, now up to 77 pitches in the contest. He gets set on the mound. Next one, swung on and missed. That'll be a strikeout there. His 5th in the game. So still a man in scoring position. That's Kuzminka over there at second. Will Major coming in. He's driven in one already. The fielder's choice RBI back in the second. So 1 for 2. A single in the fourth. And the next pitch comes in, just caught the top of the zone there. Great pitch from Cleary. Major held in the box, thinking it might have gone a bit too high out of the strike zone, but it caught it. It's starts things off with an 0-1 count. One man on in scoring position, one out here, bottom of the 6th. That one grounded over towards the third baseman. Doesn't come up with it cleanly. Instead, he detours back over towards second. A run down between second and third. They get Kuzminka out. So Major able to hustle it over towards first. Because Minka caught between the bases there. A very important out. Gets rid of that runner in scoring position. Still one man on, though.
Way to go, Will.
Yeah, I think Kuzminka there thought Bolin had clutched to throw like he was going to try to get Major out at first, and then didn't throw, and then caught Kuzminka in the middle of no man's lane, and at that point you're pretty much done.
We'll see how that one's ruled, but I believe another fielder's choice for Will Major here. I'll turn things back over. Pat Burns, the right-handed batter in the box. First pitch to him comes in.
Yeah, the official score scored it a fielder's choice.
So Major over at first base. 2 outs now in the inning. Top of the order coming around. The right fielder Burns. He's 0 for 2, excuse me. A walk in the first, a fly out in the second, and a ground out in the fourth. Neal, 1 pitch. Comes in, checks his swing, but still in the zone. Called strike 2. The hitman, 1 strike away from keeping it a 1-run ball game. Moving into the top of the 7th next. Cleary has the pitch. He gets set on the mound. The 0-2 coming in, swung on and missed. Thrown over towards the second baseman. Doesn't matter though, the strikeout. And his 6th, and so will enter into the top of the 7th with a 1-run lead for the Jacks, leading 3-2. The hitman, 1 more opportunity to try and tie the ball game up.
A great strategy move there for the Jacks, sending the runner. This will give, if they go into the bottom of the 7th, this gives them, Pat Burns, a fresh start at their leadoff batter, gives them a fresh start at the top of the inning. And, yeah, so nothing really lost there, but a lot potentially gained if Galway was able to force a run across. Then you have the top of the order. You have your leadoff batter who at the beginning of the game drew a walk, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but I understand completely the coach's strategy in doing that.
So the Jacks back in the field once again. They would love to shut this close game down. It's been tight, neck and neck this entire battle. Like we mentioned, 1 more chance for Galway to get ahead. We'll start things off with the pitcher. Sean Cleary's 0 for 2. A ground out in the second, a strikeout in the fourth. And the first pitch to him swung on and missed. Upstairs in the zone for strike 1. Next pitch, again, swung on. Some great speed off the mound from McCullough for that pitch.
Be interesting to see if he stays with the high heat or if he changes it up a little bit on Cleary.
Quick 0-2 here. And another one. 3 strikes for the strikeout. That'll bring it to 13. The last 4 sat down by strikeout. Some impressive numbers from McCullough throughout this contest. Really settled in the latter portion of the game. So that'll be the right fielder, Mark Corbett, back in the box, the left-handed bat. He's 0 for 1. Struck out in the second. Walked his way on base in the fifth. McCullough set out there. That one swung on, drilled, grounded over towards the shortstop. Makes the throw towards first in time, able to get the runner. So just 1 out remaining. A big spot here. The Jacks ahead 3-2, a 1-run ball game. Now 2 outs, top of the 7th. McCullough been lights out late in this game as that one upstairs for ball 1. We're back to the top of the order for Galway. Boland, 2 for 3. Singled in the first, grounded in the second, another single in the fifth, and he swings and misses. The cheers starting to get louder from the crowd here in Kitchener, Ontario. McCullough, the chance to shut things down here late. That one swung on foul back, well over the fence. A very exciting game. Both teams lots to be proud of in this one. Incredibly competitive. Some great plays defensively, some better plays on the offense, and a big pitcher duel throughout this entire contest. That one catches the inner part of the plate. Strike 3. Game over. The Saskatoon Jacks take this one 3-2. A very tight battle between these two teams, but Saskatoon comes out with the win.
That was pretty impressive. He sat down the last 9 batters he faced. After letting the first 2 runners on board in the top of the 5th, he struck out 7 of the 9 batters he faced. And the only other 2 outs were made by their shortstop, Liskowski.
Some great plays there. 3-2 the final score. Saskatoon coming out with the win. 9 hits, no errors in this one. The Galway Hitmen still close, 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error.
115 pitches thrown by McCullough, and it just, as the pitch count got up, he got better.
Yeah, exactly. As the game started moving on, he just got better and better and better. A bit shaky in a couple innings throughout this one. That drove up the pitch count. 71 strikes thrown from him. 14 strikeouts in the game, just 3 walks. Cleary, very efficient, though, on the other side. The pitcher for Galway. He got through 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, and 7 strikeouts.
Yep, McCleary made 1 bad pitch, and Kutzikov deposited over center field, and that's the difference in the ballgame.
So again, 3-2 the final score here at Peter Hallman Ball Yard. Thank you so much for watching this one between the Galway Hitmen and Saskatoon Jacks. You've been watching the Softball Canada Men's Fast Pitch Championships presented by Kitchener Fastball Promotions. Again, I'm Justin Kohler. I've been up in the box throughout this one. Joined by Jason Whittle here on CCDTV. That's Conestoga College Digital TV. Stay tuned. Still plenty of action left to come over the next 2 days. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. We'll talk to you later.